Straight up, harder is taller and the phone don't stop. Watch the trunk pop and the
What's happening? What it do?
So
We back, man. Living color. You know what I'm talking about? Glad y'all back with us for another week. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to like, subscribe, don't hit that like button, drop a comment, below for us. And we're gonna go and get this thing started, man. So before I throw it to you, D, about our picks for the week.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? This week's football. Go Braves. Go Braves, baby. Go Braves.
There you go.
Oh,
Get it to him.
oh,
That's what I'm
oh.
talking about, man.
You know, man.
We don't talk too much about baseball, but we would. It'd be bad if we didn't talk about the World Series, man. What can you have? How can you have a? How can you have a sports show and don't talk about the World Series, man?
Right, right.
So
And shout out to ATL, man, going against the Houston Steel Sounders. I mean, the Houston Chiefs. I mean, dang, the Houston Astros. You know what I'm saying? Them boys was able to pull it out. You know, withstand the steel silent and everything. And bring a championship back to Atlanta, man. ATL, A's up. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, man. It ain't been since back in the '90s. When they had that great
Smokes.
starting staff,
Smokes in them boys.
Gilbert, I can't get his name. Gavin, and then there's one more, Smokes Gavin, and that other boy. God, I can't think of his name, but yeah, it ain't been since them. It's hard to win a championship when you can't cheat. The Astros got some serious problems because they can't re-sign everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, it's the end of an era. I ain't gonna say a dynasty because you got to win more championships to be a dynasty, but end of an era. You end of an era of some good but cheating Astros baseball, man. This is what it is.
It ain't the end of the era, baby. We coming back. We already start resigning most of the team. We just need Carlos to sign that pen. We gave him. I still think it's a low ball offer, but at least it's getting close. We got to get up to the 40 million range, but it's still some hope we can re-sign Carlos. But if we don't, we just need we can't sign the best shortstop in baseball. We can get the second or third. We got the money to do it. So it ain't over. We still reloaded. Everybody else is still on the contract. We didn't pitch with Verlander anyway, so he can go ahead and walk. His money off the books. Grinke was a reliever for us in the World Series. His $28 million off the books. So we still got $60 million to spend. So don't get it twisted. If we lose Carlos, we can still go get, a nasty shortstop and a starting pitcher, and we right back in there.
Amen.
I don't understand. Jake Myers, our center fielder, didn't play in the World Series, nor did our ace pitching in Lance McCullers. So we still there. It ain't going nowhere.
Hold up, man. Hold up. This ain't no baseball show, man. You talking about my viewers don't know what you talking about.
We're getting twisted,
But
baby.
it's a sports show. It's a sports show.
We don't know what you talk about.
Y'all wanted to talk hits. Y'all wanted to
Yeah,
talk
let's talk the nuts and bolts.
Right. Wait. Okay. So we can get in
contract.
We'll get in depth in baseball when it comes back around. All this about who you can sign and all that. The main question is, are you gonna sign a new videographer to take the signs from another place in the stadium where people don't catch him? You know what I'm saying? Or did y'all give incentive for not snitching? Not telling on everybody else who was stealing signs that y'all get caught, and have another championship, disregarded. Because right now, y'all made the finals, but y'all haven't won a legitimate championship yet. So, Duran, on to these picks, man.
Let the man go ahead. Let him rebut. Go ahead, rebut real quick. Don't go into no details.
Ain't no rebuts.
So all we got to do is come back, win it, and we're the Patriots, man. We're the Patriots and baby.
We ain't the Patriots. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
They got caught
Well, I
cheating.
mean, in a
They
way,
got caught cheating.
the
Filming
I know you gonna say Tony.
sideline,
I know
just
you
like
gonna say Tony.
Astros. They got caught filming.
Oh my God!
Cheating to the sideline.
They won 3 championships. They won 3 championships in 4 years. Y'all ain't won 2 championships in 5 years. How you think y'all the Patriots? Get out of here. Get out of here. Come on, let's go. Let's move to football, man.
All right. So it's sad that Unc ain't on here. He said he wanted to kind of count these. So I ain't go back. I'm gonna count them up this week. I'm gonna get on Unc to make sure he can get the picks in come up next week. But to start off fresh, we got Dre holding it down with 8 picks, and it's not tonight's game. If I do tonight's game, really, I think if I put the Titans, Ant was the only one that chose the Titans. Yeah, Ant was the only one that chose the Titans. So his number looked like it's gonna go up to 7, but Dre got 8. If Titans hold on, me and Ant got 7. Tony got 5 and Unc got 4. And so if Unc looking, I'm blaming. That's the reason why you ain't up on here, man, because that's an all-time record of picks. It really is. And I know it was an upset week. It was a low week for all of us. We usually got better, but I'm just riding Unc a little bit, since he ain't here. So yeah, that's the picks for last week. Should we move on to the game? Go ahead.
Yeah, let's move on to the games, man. This game is over. It's 2:07 left. Scores 28-9. The Rams ain't gonna come back from this one, man. So let's go and pick up where football gonna leave off for tonight, Sunday night football, man.
Man. It's the Titans finally showing who we thought they was gonna be in the beginning of preseason when we was picking teams. A lot of us had the Titans up there. They fall off the first 3-4 games, maybe. But them boys looking good. The defense, that boy Simmons is holding it down. They said no Henry, no problem. And they beat one of the best teams in the NFC, man. I'm liking Tennessee, man. I hate that they don't got Henry, but hey, man, they went back to what they do best. And Tannehill's being better than what I've given him to be. So, I like Tennessee right now.
Come on, Dre.
Well, I mean, y'all said everybody, in my opinion, if I remember correctly, I'd have to go back. Everybody kind of said the Titans was done because Henry was gone. And I was one of the ones that said I didn't think so. We just got to see how they regroup. I didn't know what it was going to be like getting Peterson. I saw he scored that last touchdown on short yardage and goal to go. It was just a matter of the defense stepping up. These people keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Just got to figure out how they was going to, I ain't going to say make up for Henry's production because that's going to be, very hard to do. But if they can stick to their game plan, stay productive, defense stay, they've gotten better and better each week, which they showed tonight. They beat probably what most would have considered the best team in the league. Defense didn't look as great as for the Rams. I mean, defense ain't looked all that great at all this year, which probably why they went and got Von Miller. He didn't get to play tonight to see what that's going to look like, but it showed the defense is just as not great right now. They still got some growing pains to go through. And then now you got to get the chemistry with Von Miller coming in, but I think he will help improve the defense. But the Titans show they're legit. I believe Dre, I can't remember, Dre was just on here last week. Somebody was saying that, the coach was going to take it. The Titans was done. I said they wasn't.
I think I said that.
I think
I said that too.
If tonight, in a way, proves what I was saying. They not done. I said Titans was going to win the division. And after tonight, I still believe that. So, a lot of games left, though. A lot of games left.
A lot left.
People can say the coach won, but, you ain't played nobody. You played the Jets, and you let them score 30 points on you. So, yeah, I still say the Titans gonna win the division.
Dre, anything?
It's just one game, and I think, like you said, the Rams defense is suspect. That's why they got Von Miller. But I think actually the Titans outcoached the Rams. The Rams wasn't prepared on what Tennessee was going to bring to the table without him. And AP did it. I think it's going to do a good job. I totally forgot to have a Deontay Foreman on their team, which is a great two-punch with Peterson. I forgot he was with Henry. So their run game will still be, solid. But the longevity aspect of it, when more teams get film and study what they're going to do, they're going to try to take away A.J. Brown more, take away the passing, force them to run. I still think as time progresses, they still won't be the same Titan team and won't be as, competitive or as the top tier teams in the AFC. I think they take a step back. And I think this game was just the Rams didn't know what to expect from them from an offensive standpoint and outcoached them on the defense.
Well,
Yeah,
my question is if Tennessee ain't up there with the top tier teams, then who exactly is the top tier teams? Buffalo just lost to Jacksonville. Kansas City is shaky. The Chargers are shaky. Like who stand? The Raiders just lost today to the Giants. So who's at the if the Titans ain't up there with the upper echelon in the AFC, then who's up there? There ain't nobody up there. The only team that I could say that's probably above everybody else will maybe be Baltimore. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, man, all the rest of these teams in the AFC is jumping together, and Tennessee is right there with them. I picked them because I said I felt this was going to be a rallying the troops situation. You lose your best player, other guys step up. They rally the troops. Especially for this type of game on prime time in LA, this can't be discounted. You know what I'm saying? Or poo-pooed away. It's a big time win for Tennessee. They was able to go to LA and turn Matthew Stafford back into a pumpkin, man. Like these are the types of performances that we have routinely seen from Matthew Stafford. And we're gonna get into it. He ain't, as bad as as the other guy, what I'm saying?
Goodness.
He ain't as bad as the other guy, whose name shall not be mentioned.
Man, I tell you.
But man, he got to be up there, man. This dude Matthew Stafford. This dude got so much praise.
Stop, man.
So I'm for real. The media showers this dude with praise, putting him in the top 5, top 10 quarterbacks year after year after year after year.
Oh,
and this
my
dude
goodness.
has not done anything.
When he had games in Detroit, I want to know, when did he have bad games in Detroit? He just had a sorry team.
When did he have bad games in Detroit? He had bad games in Detroit for over 10 years. 10 years with Megatron, with Reggie Bush, with what's the boy who came from Seattle? Tate. Hold on. We can sing together. We can't talk together. So this dude, man, has been showered with praise. I think he's had 1 or 2 playoff appearances in his NFL career. Never won a game. Like I'm telling you, man, this dude, like he can put up numbers, but when it comes down to it, when the dude got to show up and show out, he a half a notch above Kirk Cousins, man. A half a notch. Half a notch. That's my take, man. Let's go and move on to the next game.
What's their record today?
Who?
Some 8-7-2.
Yeah,
they second loss.
Yeah, they second loss.
Okay. I was wondering. That's all.
I'm not even gonna go there. You know what I'm saying?
Wins.
We ain't talking about Jimmy. We might as well go ahead and get it out the way. You know what I'm saying? We might as well.
No, let's stick with where we at. Let's Let's stick where we at now. Come on, next game, man. Next game. Let's go to the next game.
What you want to do? The Browns Bengals, man? Is that what you want to do?
We can do that too. Now, I'll jump out there first because I've been calling Fake out. You know what I'm saying for his performances. And guess what, man? I have to say, I feel no different. I feel no different today than I did last week. It's still Faker Mayfield. That running game showed up and showed out. That defense showed up and showed out. Burrow had his first, young quarterback game of the season this year. Where Cleveland Browns defense made him look, like just an average Joe type quarterback. And Faker did his thing. Now, I feel like that team had some of the same mojo of Tennessee. Now, it ain't really rallying behind the loss of Odell, but it's all of the distractions of the week, all of the talk, the video coming out, like all of that seemed like it could destroy the team, and the team rallied together, for this one game against a division opponent, and they did their thing. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Cleveland. It's a week. It's a week for y'all. So I'm gonna tip my cap to them. You know what I'm talking about? Big salute to Cleveland.
Anybody else?
Hey, he pretty much said it all.
Yeah, it's not much to add. I'm like him. The same way I feel about Carson. Even though that's a different game we're not gonna touch on, I understand why he still feel the same way about Baker. But you got to give Baker a little bit of props of not poo-pooing this game away against a solid team. He bus drove it, fairly well today. No mistakes, no turnovers. He played within his skill set for the most part. So you gotta, usually in big games like this, he results to bum status. But he did his thing today. I give him that much.
He must did his thing. Tony called Baker, not Baker.
Call him by his name, man.
That's called the fraudulent slip or Freudian slip.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm gonna give him his praise for the day for not doing what he normally do. Yes, I can use his name today. Probably be back to Faker next week. We're gonna see. But he earned at least one of us calling him by his name today.
Yeah.
I don't got nothing to say, man. We all picked the Bengals for this game. The Browns are better than, what we give them credit for because they have had some bad losses. I do agree with Antoine that sometimes when you get a situation outside the room and a guy that's bigger than life, which Odell is, he's bigger than life, that, you can come in and say, feel like you need to step up. And, just like you said with Henry in Tennessee, guys coming in like, I need to step up. And when you got that, everybody feeling that way and taking responsibility of what they got to do, you can put together a good game. So, the Browns is going to be all right too. One of the surprises of the week, which we had a few of them, Bills and the Jags.
Man.
What is happening? Are the Bills falling apart right before our eyes? Is this explosive offense that we keep saying it's supposed to be great? The defense showed up what they were supposed to do, but what y'all got to say about the Bills, man? What's going on? As Antoine said earlier, what's happening to these AFC teams, the guys at the top? As a conference as a whole. So go ahead, Tony.
It's a long season. Look, they're professionals on the other side of the ball. Whether they terrible team as a whole and losing, they still get paid like everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
The Jags?
I think they got overlooked. When you have a good team get beat by a bad team like a Jags or a Jets, it's because you looked past them and you came to the game, you know what I'm saying, thinking it was gonna be a cakewalk. Oh man, these dudes, sorry, we got this, we hot, we this, we that. You know what I'm saying? something I think kind of happened to my boys, which we'll discuss later. But it was a weird week. You know what I'm saying?
It
It was
was.
a weird week this week. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes teams get a little complacent, kind of get to smelling themselves a little bit, and sometimes somebody got to kind of knock the dust off you a little bit, remind you, hey, I'm professional too. I get paid too, man. Don't just be overlooking me. You know, I think that's what I think the Bills gonna be fine. I still think they, top two, top three teams in the AFC. I think they gonna still make the playoffs. This is a wake up call right here. You get beat by a 1-16. Uh, even though it wasn't bad, you didn't get blown out, but to be held down the way you were by this team whose defense is not even decent, you know, it's just a wake up call. It's gonna teach you the rest of this way. Don't look past anybody. Everybody get paid to play the game.
Yeah, I think this week maybe it was the time change or something. When you go back an hour, I feel better. But as far as the Jags, it sounds like the head coach they keep getting lap dances or something. Maybe it seems like ever since that little stuff came out, they start playing a little bit better. So hey, I mean, outside of that, I just think it was one of them crazy weeks, like y'all say.
And anything? Or you want me to go real quick?
Yeah, it's much ado about nothing. This was this could have been a trap game for them. I want to say now. I know it's another team. I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head who it is. AFC team that play the Chiefs next week, and I feel like it's possible that they was looking ahead, but much ado about nothing. I'm not gonna read too much into Baltimore losing to Jacksonville. It's a horrible loss, but it's really no different than the loss that Tennessee took early in the year to the Jets, when we all thought, it was over for them, and they've bounced back beautifully since that loss. It's still a whole lot of football left to go. We're only about 8 weeks in, so it's still another 9 weeks to go. So it's too much football left. I'm not, I know nobody in Buffalo was really panicking too much about this loss. So much ado about nothing.
I think it's something because I can understand one bad loss, but you lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers early, and I thought that was just because of the first game. You did lose to Tennessee, but we think Tennessee is better than what they are. You know what I'm saying? They coming on. I don't think Tennessee is what y'all are saying they are. They're upper echelon, but I do think they're better than what I thought they was, going to be by the end of the season. And, what other signature win do they really have? Do we say Kansas City? Kansas City can barely beat the Giants. Kansas City is not playing good football. So I think
Still a
there's
big
an
win.
underlying something going on with Buffalo. I don't know exactly what it is because I think we are getting hidden on that they have had some blowout wins and they have beaten some bad teams really bad. So, but one time, okay, fool me. Second time, come on, man. Something's up. Something's up. So I don't know exactly what it is, but something ain't right with Buffalo that we just missing. And that's just like you said, Tennessee losing to was it the Jets? Did we say Tennessee lost to the Jets? Who lost to the Jets? Was it Tennessee?
Tennessee,
Yeah. But like I said, I don't think Tennessee is a Super Bowl caliber team. In my mind, I had Buffalo as the best team of the league at one point. And for them to do that, and then looking back at what they did with Pittsburgh, and then losing to Tennessee, something ain't right with them, man. I don't know if it's just concentration. They don't know how to, I don't know what it is, but I think something's gonna come back out, and we're gonna be like, man, where did this come from? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna sneak up behind and say, where did this come from? I think they starting to show they ain't as good as everybody think they are. That's just what I think.
Yeah, but I don't think at no point can we look at Tennessee, Buffalo losing to Tennessee as a bad loss.
No,
I
no,
mean, you
no,
you
no.
play you play good teams in your conference. You're not gonna win them all. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? When you play against good teams, so that's not a bad loss. Losing to Pittsburgh, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But it's week one. I think they was on the road. You know what I'm saying? Losing to Tennessee, okay. It's just like Green Bay losing to New Orleans week one. It was a bad loss, but at the end of the day, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's just one game. It's week one of the NFL season, 17 games. It's not a, it's, now the Jacksonville one is it's a bad loss, no doubt. But I said this last week or maybe a couple weeks ago, and I said it at the beginning of the year. Going into the season, you understand every single year you gonna lose a game that you shouldn't have lost, and you gonna
It's two
probably
though.
win a game that you shouldn't have won.
It's two though.
Yeah, well, I can't say Pittsburgh. We didn't know what Pittsburgh was coming into the season. You got Big Ben back. He was healthy. The team was fully healthy. That defense was looking like it was going to be, back to the traditional Pittsburgh Steelers defense. You didn't know what Pittsburgh was. And even now, Pittsburgh ain't a horrible team. So we ain't
No.
looking at Pittsburgh like, that's really a bad loss. You know what I'm saying? Because they not a horrible team. They not a trash team. Even if they not in the upper echelon, they still a decent team.
But
So you got
anybody else that we look at and we're saying it's that they're this. If if you put Buffalo and you put anybody else on there at that spot, you be like, oh, okay, well they just a pretty good team. They're not. We think of Buffalo as one of the best teams in the league. Or if not the best, and they're showing signs that we're all ignoring for some reason, and I think it's because the blowouts, because they have a top offense, and we can say they have a top defense. Something not adding up. That's all I'm saying, man. With Buffalo, something not adding up, bro.
you putting too high of a standard to me. You feeling like they shouldn't lose to nobody that we consider a lesser team. Like they supposed to run.
Two.
If they not to us or to you a straight up elite team, that Buffalo ain't supposed to lose to them. And I
Like you
think
said,
that they possibly are
Antoine,
the best
Antoine,
team in the AFC along with Tennessee. I think
Antoine.
Tennessee and Buffalo and Baltimore are all amongst each other as far as the best teams in the AFC.
go ahead, Joe.
Antoine, let's just make sure he keeps that same energy when we get down the line on the other game.
Yeah, no doubt.
I
No
hate
doubt.
to say I was thinking the same thing. I ain't gonna lie. But hey, you know, I,
But
I
I
I
salute
hear where
you,
you're coming
Tony.
from.
I salute
I
you,
hear.
Tony. You didn't pull a me.
I come close, bro. I come close. That. I get why I didn't. I get to why. But I mean, in a way I could see why Deron feel that way. But like I said, I'm with my brother. I think it's you know everybody get paid on the other side. Doesn't matter how bad we think they are, how bad they've played. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have, like my brother, trap games. You're gonna have trap games when you're gonna lose against teams you absolutely should have dominated and destroyed. Pittsburgh, I agree with him. They're not a bad team. They're just not a good team. Okay, so you lose against uh, uh, an above average team. I think they're an above average team. Not good, above average, decent. That's not bad. Tennessee, this has been a crazy season, bro. This has really been a crazy season. Every single team, except for maybe the Cardinals, have lost a game that they just should not have lost. And some of them against teams that you absolutely just would have never thought, that not Jacksonville beat Buffalo? Really?
Jacksonville.
You know what I'm saying? Jets against Titans, yeah,
Yeah,
at
yeah,
that
like
time we was a
yeah,
little, you
maybe.
know, but Jacksonville against Buffalo, that's a straight up trap game, bro. They looked past them. They really did. I think they may even look past Kansas City, because Kansas City ain't been good. So they was looking probably 2, 3 games down the road. They got complacent, man. I don't, but it remains to be seen. They not themselves like they were last year. Last year they were really rolling. You know, like everybody else in the league, pretty much for the most part, except for maybe 2 or 3 teams. Everybody else has been a little up and down.
Hey, Buffalo
Everybody
already
else has been.
Yeah, they
Huh?
beat Kansas City. They beat Kansas City already. They beat them already.
Well, I think they play them next week though.
They already played Kansas City. I don't know if they shouldn't be able to play them twice. They're not in the same division.
I could be wrong.
They already beat them.
Let me see.
So
Yeah, right. They play Jets, man. My bad. They play Jets. They don't play Kansas City. I'm thinking it's Kansas City and somebody else. All right.
can we get on to the last game we need to talk about? The Antoine lead, man. Anybody else you want to go ahead and speak about?
But we're not talking about his game. Ain't it 2 games we need to talk about?
That's what I was about to say, Tony. Why you ain't talking about the Niners?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's talk about it. I don't got too much to say. I guess because we always touch our teams. If y'all want to talk 49ers, it wasn't no surprise of what that was gonna be. We know who they are. Ain't nobody picked 49ers to beat the Cardinals. I was surprised that they took their backup quarterback and they still dominated the way they did.
And that's what's worth talking about to me. Because see, I kind of picked them based on Kyler Murray playing, not the journeyman backup.
I thought you was canceling them, man. I thought we was canceling them. What happened?
But
I didn't cancel.
No,
them,
I'm not. I'm not saying they're not canceled, but I still did. They still got a good defense. So I didn't expect,
Do they? Do they?
Colt McCoy to play like they played.
No, they got players on their defense that can hit.
They ain't got no bad defense, man. They still normally talked about as a good defense, but
and without Hopkins and without AJ Green.
Yeah, it was bad. And like I said, Antoine, I trust your view on your team. You know what I'm saying, and what you say about the 49ers. Anything about that game that we need to learn and get some insight about?
Before Antoine take over,
go ahead.
I swear, at the beginning of the season, I said the Cardinals' defense was going to be really, really good this year. With the additions they made, with drafts and free agency, and someone told me they were still going to be, they were suspect, and that was the reason why he wasn't picking them, because their defense wasn't going to be all that. But they got one of the top defenses in the league. But go ahead, Antoine.
So what I want to say is, are you tired of watching your team look trashy every week? Are you tired of the atrocities that they put on camera? If so, do like me. Get an alcoholic beverage. Sit back in your man cave and just turn on your Xbox, play some Call of Duty. Watch a good movie. Take your dogs for sit down and have quiet time with your wife. Have a good dinner with your kids. Enjoy your Sunday. Don't let your trashy team bring down your inner peace. This message was brought to you by Antoine, called King on Dick. Let's move on to the next game.
Well, there ain't really too much any more that that I think deserve our conversation, because we are trying to move on. Anybody else before we get to these Cowboys that y'all want to touch on?
The Patriots. I want to give the Patriots some recognition, man. That team to me is overperforming. They're doing better than a lot of people, me included, thought that they would be able to do. They got a rookie quarterback. They traded away their best corner. That team, like, they don't have no real number one wide receiver. Like there's no standout players on that team. And right now, if I'm not mistaken, they like a game and a half out of first place in their division. A lot of us picked them to be in last place behind Miami,
Not
behind
behind the Jets.
Buffalo.
Not behind
Yeah,
the Jets.
okay, so in third place,
Yeah.
clearly in third place in that division. And they right behind Buffalo. Now, if Buffalo ain't what you say is what you say they is, and that we need to worry about them, then that means that we need to consider the Patriots winning that division. The Patriots have outperformed. I'm sorry. They not an elite team, but they are a Bill Belichick coach team where they playing good defense, offense is steady as they go, and that is a team that could, as the season go on, make up ground and get themselves in the playoff. So I want to give, I gotta show some love to Bill Belichick and the Patriots and what they doing out there, man. That team is better than what people thought they was, what people are giving them credit for, and that's a team that I think people need to keep their eyes on as the season progresses.
Anybody want to rebuttal that? I'll just say
I don't.
this. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I don't really have a rebuttal. Um, I think he might be on to something. I'm looking at their schedule. You know, they got Cleveland next, so Belichick
Loss.
make Mayfield go back to faker status. You got
Loss.
Atlanta, okay, Tennessee. That might be a loss for you. You got the Bills twice, but you saying they not as good as we think. So
They're
what I'm
better than the
saying.
Patriots.
They may split at least one of those. They may win one of those at least. You got the coach with the bum over there,
Don't say no.
quarterback.
They just lost to
So
Jacksonville. Don't do that. And they lost to Pittsburgh. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't just shake your head like ain't no way they losing to New
you know what I'm
England.
saying? Right. They played Jacksonville and Miami the last two games. So
Okay.
right
All right.
now, it is very possible.
No.
Very possible with Bill Belichick and the way he know how to game plan, and that defense is playing very well. The rookie quarterback seems to be trying to come into his own a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He's made some strides since we beat them. They done ripped off three straight. One of those teams was the Chargers, who we all thought was a good
Good
team.
win.
You
Good
know
win.
what I'm saying? Panthers, okay, they up and down. Jets, of course, yeah, they bad team. But you don't want ripped off three straight. Possibly can go to five straight, beating Cleveland and Atlanta. Tennessee may be a challenge. Then you got the Bills. With the rest of your schedule after that, I think you take at least one of those games against the Bills. I don't think Bills beat you both times.
They'll be
And
picking 12th in the draft next.
Yeah, they won game over 500. I think I do go with that. That Bill got them playing solid, and he reminds me when Bill Parcells got here, and we was like 6-10, and we came off that next year with like 9-7, and we snuck into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they could get in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? They are playing better, but say they somebody, they ain't somebody yet. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? They ain't. So I don't think they're a playoff team. But I will be watching them in Buffalo in that division. I think even Buffalo is not what they say they are. I think they are, but they gonna win that division. You know what I'm saying? And it's only gonna be one team out that division that goes. So that's my thoughts on it.
fam, now you say all that, but I'm looking at it. You say they won game over 500. Heck, ain't but two teams got 6 wins in the AFC. Everybody else got 5 wins or less, and they got 5 wins. So it seems to me like the AFC is like wide open right now
It is
for anybody.
It
So to think that there's no way they gonna make it. I don't really
That's
see
what I've been saying.
many
That's what
teams.
I said.
I don't.
They right
I don't,
there. They
only
right
people
there.
I
And
see
Buffalo
with
got 3 losses.
Well,
yeah,
just on that logic, let me just say that on the logic that you just came off, you just said it's wide open, and you're telling me that they are. We're having the same argument, just on different sides of the playing field, but they're both valid. It is wide open. They can't go either way, but if mine is not valid, yours is not valid because it's the same thing. It is wide open, but I just don't think they're gonna make it. Period.
They're gonna lose both games to Buffalo. They ain't gonna get a wild card spot. So it's gonna cancel Christmas.
I just
Okay,
don't
well,
think
as
they're
long
gonna
as
do
you
one
come
out.
on here and do like the rest of us and admit you was wrong if they
Yeah.
happen to make it and they
Hey,
beat Buffalo,
I'll
that's all I'm saying. Just keep the same energy because
hey,
you
I
tend to
will.
disappear sometimes.
I will.
Just keep the same energy. That's all
All
I'm
right.
saying.
All
I
right.
will.
So is we done with that? Anybody, any other teams y'all want to get on?
No, man, just get to it. We get this over with, man. Let's just get this over with.
It's
Just get this over
I
with.
guess since y'all give me the flow when we win, so I guess I gotta take the flow when we lose to. It hurt. I ain't gonna lie. This hurt. This really hurt because not only do you get beat, but you get handled. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all 4 weeks ago, two games that I was worried about: the Patriots and the Broncos. And I told you why I was scared of those teams because the defense makes you throw into tight windows, and you stay committed to running the football. I I said that, and if you remember that, those are my two games that I said. One of them we win in overtime with, and the other one we lost. When you are able to run against this team, it's a whole different animal. You know what I'm saying? They ran all over us. Coaching, stock down. It's an NFL issue, so everybody's doing it. I don't understand why. These going forward on fourth down every single time. We was at the 23-yard line and we went for it on fourth down and not to take the point. On the very first possession. This is like the third time we've done it on the very first possession. Go for it on fourth down. We give up a short field and they score. It's just I don't know what it is. It's crazy to me. It's just crazy to me how much we just willy nilly play man football and going for it on fourth down. Dak Prescott. Yeah, I know how I feel about Dak. I love him. I think he's a good player. And yes, he's coming off an injury, but his arm is not his greatest asset. It's his leadership and his leadership. He got to play better. If you just do a third highest since Josh Allen got paid, Mahomes, since you're the third highest quarterback paid in the league, I do want to see more. Everybody, there was not one player on my squad that played well. I'm sorry, it was one. Only one player that played well, and that was Michael Parsons. I haven't on purpose haven't talked about Michael Parsons because I haven't seen him put together two good straight games. He's finally done that. I'm gonna start talking about him a little bit more, but everybody else, terrible. Everybody, drop passes everywhere. Pollard dropped a pass for first down. Cooper wide open, dropped a pass first down. Lamb had the ball in his hand. He got it swiped away, but man, you got to pull that thing down. And somebody else had a drop pass. It's terrible. And the
Cedric
one thing that
Wilson.
hurt, yeah, there you go, Cedric Wilson. And the one thing that hurt me the most out of all this is watch my boy Dan Quinn get out coached the way he got out coached. The 3rd and 4 in the flats, easy first down. The 3rd and 14, it's like they knew we was gonna all out blitz, and they just had a nice little slant sitting right there. So this game, well, not this game, the way we respond after this game is gonna tell me a lot about my team. I did feel like before today, we was the only team that didn't have a bad game yet. This is definitely a bad game, and the way we respond. I was just talking to my brother, and he said, if you gotta have these games if you want to make a run to see what you all about, and that's what it is. Well, that's what I hope it is that we can bounce back from that. But watching Dan Quinn getting out coach in that offense, every play right, and I know when you can run the ball, you can do anything. But the third down plays, my goodness, we could not get off the field for third down for nothing, no matter what the distance was, no matter what the situation was. So, but make a long story short, this one hurt. I said going in the fourth quarter, before the fourth quarter came, I said, I just want to see us, show something. And I know we scored twice, but I wanted to see us put a little pressure on them. Them boys ain't had no pressure all game, man. So that's what it was, man.
All right. Now, I told the fellas I wasn't gonna come on because this hurt real bad for me, but then I thought about it. I came on, hindsight 2020. I don't feel as bad about this loss as I did at the time because, like your brother say, we gotta have these games. Dallas did what Dallas has historically done in the last 20, 25 years. They drink too much of the Kool-Aid, they buy into the hype, and then they come out overconfident and cocky, right? And I think that's what they did against Denver. They came out overconfident and cocky. Diggs got burnt badly a couple of times, overconfident and cocky. Defense got ran over like it was a freight train, like they were standing still, overconfident and cocky after the last week. Denver loses Von Miller. Everybody said that they have no hope. We got this outstanding offense and da 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 yada yada yada, and everybody was overconfident and cocky. Now, same thing with receivers, not focused, a lot of drop passes. Now Duran talk about Dak and he got to do better. It's one game. Yeah, he was missing for a few weeks. He was a little rusty. That's no excuse though. You know what I'm saying? But yes, his greatest asset might be his leadership, but his arm is just fine. Because on this podcast several weeks before now, we've talked about the dimes he's dropped and the pretty passes he's made to this receiver and that receiver. So we can't act like this one game this man was off. You know what I'm saying? His worst game statistically, or just even our test, probably since he's been in the league, in my opinion. But he didn't get much help from his receivers either. They didn't stick to the running game like they probably should have. I think they should have ran just a little bit more, soften the defense up a little bit. But yeah, we needed the wake up call, and I'm glad it happened now. Denver's got I think the second best defense in the league. I believe I saw somewhere. They're not a slouch of a team necessarily. They may not be, upper echelon. We might not be talking about them necessarily making playoffs, but they're not a bad team. We came in flat. We came in cocky. We came in overconfident. What's that?
I was teasing. I said they better than the Patriots.
Well, I mean, right now they both got same record, so we'll see. Everybody say they ain't beat nobody till now.
Yeah, just like the Patriots ain't beat nobody.
Well, the Patriots beat the Chargers, so I guess that's kind of somewhat the equivalent. So they're about the same place.
Name
I'm not
to
saying
us.
I ain't
To
saying
us?
the Chargers.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty close. Now they ain't shown it the last couple of weeks, but don't act like we wasn't talking about they wasn't as good a team as us and they offense and all that and Herbert and all that before now. Now, come on, fam, let's be real about it.
Ain't
You know what I'm saying? Let's be real about it right now. But anyway, I think that's what it is. We needed this wake up call. We needed this slap in the face.
Let the haters talk, man. Let
right
the
now.
haters say something, man. Let
Man,
these haters say
there you
something, man. Go ahead, haters. Go on with the big smile, your Kool-Aid smile, man. Go on. Get it in.
I want to do the cabbage patch right now. Somebody told me last week on this exact show, I coach Little League and I, played the sport, the P's and Q's, and, X's and O's, and watch the games and get the hate out your heart and watch the team, you should see that the Cowboys are a very good team.
We still a good team.
They are.
I did say, I said, yeah, y'all a good team. Y'all just not the top 5 in the NFC. Y'all might be 5th, 6th, like y'all let the power rankings and all that stuff get to your head And I said, when you watch the film, when you watch the game, you're good, but you ain't them yet. And it was just proven today. You know, and Tony hit it on the nail. You know, y'all tend to get, and this is for the last 25 years, like he said, y'all tend to drink the Kool-Aid every year since the heydays of the 90s. You know, in the heydays of the 90s, y'all wasn't drinking Kool-Aid because y'all had no Kool-Aid to drink because it was decades, you know, since the 70s, since the Cowboys had success. So, you know, y'all was hungry coming from that 1-15 season and all that. And Jerry Jones, the former coach, Jimmy Johnson built, you know, the Cowboy dynasty in the 90s. After that, Jerry Jones, to me, has put a culture where every game, every win, y'all get overconfident. You know, Jerry's in the booth every game, high-fiving and hugging everybody and kissing his wife after every victory. You know, like y'all accomplished something. You know, and we always say every December is going to come crashing down. And this year, you know, y'all got a good team. I expect y'all to win y'all division. I expect y'all to go to the playoffs. You might win the first, depending on if y'all can have the first round, you can cancel Christmas. But who y'all, you know, as division winners, what wild card team? Because y'all are gonna, you know, y'all ain't gonna get no bye. So whoever y'all play the first round, it might be over, but you might win it. Get to the second round, it's over. So it's just the Cowboys' culture, the mindset. Y'all drink the Kool-Aid too quick. Y'all get too excited too early. And that's why, you know, us as Cowboy haters, as y'all say, we love it because y'all get so hyped up every year. And we sit back and just watch y'all go from, you know, the mountaintops all the way down to the bottom and just in tears crying at the end of the season. So we love it. And today we got a small sample that's going to happen in January, you know, first weekend in January. So, you know, once again, Deron, good team. But if you watch the games, if you know the you can see where y'all hoes are on your team. You know, y'all one-dimensional. We've been said that. Y'all are. Y'all can be easily stopped.
Okay.
Go ahead, Antoine.
Easily stopped. I mean, come on, bro. It's only our second loss. How we can be easily stopped? Come on, man. Greg, you know, I'm with you for the most part, bro. But you know, we got too many more games left. It's only our second loss. Come on, bro. Let's, you know.
What's y'all staple victory? What's y'all staple win?
I ain't talking about a stable win. My point is, you saying we can be. I mean, it's not like we were supposed to lose to Denver. It's not like we were supposed to necessarily just dominate them, but it's not like we were supposed to lose to Denver. We took them for granted. We did what I think the Bills did. I think we got a little cocky. We kind of overlooked them. Von Miller gone. You know what I'm saying? Teddy Bridgewater over there, it ain't like he lighting up the world. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we got too cocky. You know, we didn't play well. A lot of things happened that shouldn't have happened, that don't normally happen. So, I mean, I wouldn't say we can easily be stopped because we hadn't been easily stopped regardless of who it was, you know. But yeah. I mean, let's see what happened next week. Looks like they may have given a blueprint. They may have given a blueprint. If that blueprint is taken and used, and we start to losing games, then okay, I'll come on here and agree with you. I can't say that just one game in, one loss after winning 6 straight.
Yeah, a lot of people can't do what Denver did because of the personnel that they had in the secondary.
Took it out of my mouth.
Then you can't say we can easily be stopped.
They might not have the personnel or the scheme to stop you.
Then we can't easily be stopped. That's my point.
The top teams can. Prime example, you haven't beat a top team yet. When y'all face those top teams, they beat y'all. Y'all don't score 30, 40 points against the top
team. What top team we faced that beat us? That's the point. We ain't got there yet.
The Bucks beat y'all. The Bucks beat y'all.
Well, they barely beat us first game.
We gonna get there.
First game, yeah.
We gonna get there. We gonna get there.
But that's 1 out of 7. 1 out of 8.
Y'all ain't won nothing. Y'all haven't beat nobody, and y'all drunk the Kool-Aid.
Got you. And anything, bro.
At least we're better than the Texans.
Antoine, you gonna say anything? What, man?
Yeah. So the first thing that I gotta say is no, I'm just fooling with y'all, man. I'm just fooling with y'all, man. Me a bag of shells, man. This is much ado about nothing. I said y'all gonna win some games you ain't supposed to win. Charges. You're gonna lose the game that you're gonna lose. Don't fall, bro.
Nah, my iPad failed.
Okay. Yeah, and don't it's gonna be a game that really y'all shouldn't lose. And this is one of those games that really y'all shouldn't have lost. The only thing that I'm gonna say is that it was a bad loss. You know, it was a game you shouldn't have lost against a team that you should have beat, but it happens in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But this is a bad loss, and now they not the Jaguars, now they not the Jets. But when it's 27-0 in the fourth quarter,
30-0, actually.
okay, 30-0 in the fourth quarter against a team that's below 500, that's
No,
a
they was
bad
500. They was 500. They're above 500 now. They was at 500. They're above 500 now.
I thought they was 3-4.
No, they were 4-4. Now they 5-4.
Okay. So yeah,
Same as the Patriots.
30-0. Exactly. 30-0 in the fourth quarter. That's a bad loss. That's a bad loss.
I agree.
But again, it's just one loss. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily expect it to be a trend. These are all games that I thought Dallas should be able to win. It's clearly against lesser teams. So it is what it is, man. Now, if it turns into something bigger, then you know, then that's something that we can address down the line.
All right. Before we get into the picks, man, I just want to touch on some news of the NFL and see what y'all think upon it. And just two subjects, really three subjects that we need to kind of talk about. Number one, I want to talk about this Henry Ruggs situation and about guys that hurt their careers about the things that they do off field. You know, I do feel bad for the young man. You know, I remember he's 22. I do remember this one night I went out. I was either 21, 22, or 23. I was around there. I was probably 22. I can't remember. And made some stupid mistakes. Now, I ain't have a Corvette, you know what I'm saying, to go 156. I had a little old Neon, you know what I'm saying, that could do a little something, but, you know.
A Neon never did anything. He's talking about a Neon that did something. That's why it never do nothing, man.
It did a little something, boy. It was, you know, I ain't gonna know. Leave that alone. My wife be watching the show, you know what I'm saying? So
what y'all was racing? Pintos and Volvos? A Nissan Neon.
It was a Dodge, man. Ain't no Nissan.
Yeah, Dodge Neon.
Oh my God. What was that? It was a V2 engine.
He had a nitrogen tank in there, bro. He had a nitrogen tank with a switch.
I do want to talk about guys like Henry Ruggs that kind of threw away their career. I do want y'all to talk about Henry Ruggs, but also, you know, segue into things like Josh Gordon, which is a guy that I thought had a year that he could have been one of the best, but didn't allow off the field issues to take away his career. Guys like Greg Hardy, after the hotel situation, he was never the same. If you're a Cowboy fan, you remember David Irvin and even Randy Gregory right now. There's a lot of guys that would have had a better career if they didn't have these off-the-field issues, man. But anybody just kind of want to touch on that real quick?
Well, unlike you, I don't necessarily feel sorry for Henry Ruggs.
Yeah.
You make all that money and the team offers you a driver. You got Uber now. There wasn't no Uber back when you had your neon, but you got Uber now. You know what I'm saying? You making millions of dollars.
Hey man, y'all gonna stop. Y'all gonna leave my nigga alone.
But you
Don't leave
making
my
millions
nigga.
of
I
dollars.
was clean back then. I was clean.
The NFL offers you, a driver. I get you got your Corvette. You want to show it off. You want to drive fast, bro. But you come on, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You got more responsibility. You in a limelight. You making, the money you making, bruh. You know what I'm saying? If you want to have fun, that's fine. But use all the tools given to you, offered to you, to keep yourself and that young woman safe. That young woman, you know what I'm saying? She's gone. Her family has lost a family member because you couldn't be responsible enough to use the resources offered to you, probably for free.
yeah.
I mean, I don't necessarily feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for her family. Now, I don't wish nothing bad on you. I ain't saying all that, but I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of sympathy for Henry Ruggs. All my sympathy go to the family of the woman whose life is no longer here. As far as other people, um, Josh Gordon, David Irvin, Randy Gregory, them people had, in my opinion, suffered from some mental issues. That's a totally different thing for me. The person that comes to mind is like a Ray Rice, you know what I'm saying, whose
That's another
career
one.
was totally gone, you know what I'm saying, because of what you did in that elevator that ended up on video, and others liked him. You get what I'm saying? That domestic violence, getting drunk. It was somebody else that lost their career from kind of the same thing. End up vehicular manslaughter because they drunk driving. I can't think of the cat's name. I think he played for the Patriots, but I can't remember for sure. You know what I'm saying? So you got a few players that in that situation. Mental illness is something that you can't necessarily control. You know what I'm saying? And for a league to have a rule that says you can't smoke weed, which for most of these cats helped them cope, and helped them be the player they needed to be on the field. That was an NFL issue. That's a failure on their part to see that and then offer something to get these fellas help. Now they're trying to do it, but you're like decades behind. You know what I'm saying? You hear so many players that come out now that talked about the demons that they had to deal with. Charles Haley, I remember hearing him not too long ago. He was bipolar. There was a couple of other cats, that I've heard that had bipolar issues or other little mental health issues. You know what I'm saying? You getting your brain rattled on a regular can affect you. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing this from little league when your brain ain't really even all that developed. So that's a totally different thing. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that they messed up their life because, Josh Gordon couldn't stay off the weed or David Irvin or what's the cat from Texas running back, was
Ricky
with the
Williams.
Saints, Ricky Williams. You know what I'm saying? These dudes got mental issues and they doing the best they can to cope and handle it and deal with it. That's a totally different thing from you actively getting drunk and deciding to drive your vehicle home at 156 miles an hour, which is beyond
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
You know, I have no sympathy for you, but that's me.
No, I have some for especially for the family that lost someone. There's
Oh
no
yeah, the
word
family.
that you can put for that. But for a young man, 22 years old, his life is going and changed. You know, it is what it is. But man, I do. I feel for the cat because I remember being 22. The stupid things that didn't
That's
turn out,
Yeah,
didn't
that's
I
turn
have
one.
out
empathy.
what happened.
I
You
have
know what I'm
empathy,
saying?
but no sympathy.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel you.
we're wiser in our 40s. Um, but like Deron said, when we was in our 20s, I don't know his upbringing, where he's from, parent situation, what he was taught. Um, but when you get a large sum of money, 20, 21, 22, probably just purchase the Corvette, you're gonna make some stupid decisions, trying to impress girls and all that stuff. So I feel I hate that he went through it, but like Tony said, I really more feel sorry for the family, the lost individual, but at the same time, I just wish um I don't know what kind of. I thought the NFL had like some certain type of programs for rookies when they first come in the league and all that,
They do. They do.
counseling and stuff like that. So, I just hate that he made that decision. We all been young and dumb. We all made some stupid decisions. We all probably got behind the wheel and maybe had maybe a little bit too much to drink, things of that nature. I just hate it because 157 in a Corvette, like, come on now,
Yeah, for real.
that's crazy.
That's
I maybe could be more understanding if he just like I had a little bit to drink and got caught with a DWI, just doing maybe 90 and a 65 or something. But 157, come on.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, look, what I'm gonna say is, I do feel bad for that brother. Um, I remember when I was 22 years old, and so I can't talk about all of the dumb decisions that I made at that age because I don't know the statute of limitations for some of the things that I did back at that age. But I'm being 100%. I'm being 100% real right now. If somebody would have dropped millions of dollars in my lap at 22 years old, 21 years old, I know for a fact that I would be dead or in prison because mentally my mind was not capable of making the right decisions and the right choices at that age. It's speaking from a mid 40-year-old's perspective. Yes, you say they got Uber, you get a driver, you can get somebody, you can have your gal drive, you know all these other different options that you would take to make sure that you don't get yourself in a compromising position. But as a 22-year-old millionaire, and I didn't went out and spent $200,000 on this sports car that goes 200 miles per hour. When I'm inebriated from alcohol and partying, with my Instagram chick, then yeah, you know what I'm saying? I want to open her up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking right because I'm inebriated, but also I'm a young kid.
Idiot.
I'm a
You're
I'm
young
a kid. I'm a kid,
Yeah.
who I know better, but in no way possible am I thinking about that. I don't feel like I'm gonna get in
I
the accident.
disagree.
I feel invincible at 21, 22 years old. I didn't feel like nothing could hurt me at 21, 22 years old, and I was broke in the gutter. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm a millionaire, I definitely don't feel like nothing could hurt me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel bad for that brother. Um, I feel bad for the woman who lost her life, her and her dog. I feel bad for his girlfriend who got injured to where now they didn't gave him 2 more charges for her injuries. You know what I'm saying? So I feel bad for that entire situation. I'm not lumping this with the Randy Gregory's or the Alden Smiths or the Irvin, like these drug heads. I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for you. You a millionaire. You can't stop smoking weed, bro.
Really? So we
Really,
can say,
I
hold on, hold
have
on.
no, I have, oh no,
So,
I didn't
man,
interrupt. I
that's
didn't
just
interrupt
wild to
nobody.
me, bro.
I didn't
Hello.
That is
interrupt
Let him
just
nobody
finish
when
real
they
quick,
was
Tony.
talking.
Let him finish
I
real
didn't
quick.
interrupt nobody when they was talking. I don't feel bad for nobody who is a millionaire, but you are a drug addict and can't stop smoking weed. I do not feel bad for you at all because there are too many things available to you. It's against your company's policy. You know that for a part of your employment is that you are not supposed to be partaking in that drug. So that's affecting your money. This ain't nothing outside of work. This is for specifically. I know that in order for me, for my employment right now, I can't have dirty urine. I'm not finna go out and get high so that when they random test me and I come up dirty, I lose my gig. So that's one thing. Number two, marijuana, and I know that this may not be 100% right, but allegedly, it is not a addictive drug such as cocaine or heroin or what fentanyl and that yeah, methamphetamine.
Crack.
It's not addictive like that. You know what I'm saying? So you are making a conscious decision that even though your job say you can't do it, this can affect your money, can get you suspended, that you gonna still go out and get high anyway. That's much different from a, flash of the moment bad decision that you making, drunk leaving from a club. That is drastically different.
Oh,
In my opinion. So
okay.
I have
Just
no
let me know
sympathy.
when you're done.
Okay, I will. I have no sympathy for a drug head. You, especially as a millionaire, you can get help. Now you ain't in the ghetto. You ain't in the gutter. You don't have access to a rehab center. You know what I'm saying? And can pay a rehab center for you to get clean and get off of drugs to get your life together. No, you are a multi-millionaire. You have all these doctors and specialists and all of these people around you where if you want to stop doing that drug, you can go to them and say, yo, I need help. I need to get off of this so it don't affect my money. It don't affect my endorsements. It don't suspend me off the team where I can't play game. Like all of that, like you can make a conscious decision to do that. I have no sympathy for them. So I don't put them in this situation. Even Ray Rice, whether the camera caught you or not, knocking your old lady out unconscious in the elevator, my G, you got to go, bro. And I feel bad for him from the aspect that, he completely lost his career because of it. But at the same time, if you punching out a woman in the elevator, man,
Yeah.
you punching out your old lady, period, bro. You know what I'm saying? I kind of, I can't feel too much sympathy for you, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you too strong, you a man. You can restrain that woman without knocking her unconscious. You know what I'm saying? So I don't lump all of these together. There are situations where spur of the moment bad decision has cost athletes in the past. You know what I'm saying? And so I do feel bad for those brothers. I do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a split second bad decision that they made, and it turned into a tragedy. And so for that, I feel bad for him. That brother's facing up to 40 years in prison. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel bad for that, but his career could be over. And that's gonna weigh heavily on him, potentially for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? So I feel bad for that brother, man. That's a very, very unfortunate circumstances. I'm done, bro.
All right. So you talk about no sympathy for drug heads, people taking drugs. Let me take two things on that. First of all, alcohol is a drug. You make a conscious decision to go and get drunk. You ought to be able to have enough sense to know when to stop drinking, especially if you want to drive your car home. You have resources that us as 21, 22-year-old kids from the hood that wasn't making that kind of money don't have. You have the NFL that offers you a car service to drive you there and drive you home. But you don't have sympathy for somebody that uses marijuana. It's not because, like you said, it's not addictive, because they have mental issues. Every last one of those cats talked about having mental issues, which a lot of more players are doing right now. In the past, they didn't do that because that made them feel soft and made them look weak. So they smoke weed to help deal with mental issues. It's not because they just can't stop. They understand what it does to their job, to their career, but it's a mental issue. That's the only way they can cope, so they don't end up doing like Ray Rice did and knocking their old lady out or something like that. This dude made a conscious choice to drive his Corvette to a club, get drunk with his gal in the car, so he had no regard for her life, his life, or the lady and dog that he killed. But you got more sympathy for people for him than you have for people with mental issues. I just find that disturbing for me. We got our right to our own opinion, but that just don't, it don't make sense for me. It don't make sense for me. I don't have mental issues like that. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke weed, never have. But I can understand that it helps a lot of people deal with the pain, physical and mental. Okay. Alcohol, some people can use it for the same reason, but you make a choice to get drunk, which can cause you to take somebody else. That weed, you doing it at your home. Weed, from my understanding, ain't kill nobody. It ain't cause you to kill nobody, but alcohol does. Yeah, is it legal? Yes. Was weed illegal? Yes. I give you that. But one is for my mental health. One is because I want to be young, dumb, and stupid. It's two quotes I want to say right quick. I know one of them I'm gonna remember. The Monday. Oh, it's two things. So the definition of insanity is to do the same thing the same way, expecting a different result. You've seen all these other people that go out here and get drunk and drive their car home, they fast car, 100 plus miles an hour, and what has happened. And so you do the same thing. Another quote, Deron Father said this once before, all our uncle. A wise man learns from his decision, but a wiser man learns from somebody else's mistakes. You've seen this. This is not nothing new. You know what can happen when you drink and put yourself behind a fast car. It doesn't matter if you're 22, 32, or 42. We all have enough sense to know that. Me smoking weed for my mental health is apples and oranges to you choosing to get drunk. Because you can consciously stop when you're going to drink. You can tell the bartender, hey, don't let me go past this. You can tell yourself, because I've done it many times. Now, true enough, yes, I drove home drunk once. I ain't have a Corvette. I had a Cadillac. I ain't lived that far from the house, so there's no way for me to hit 156 miles an hour. But after getting drunk that one time when I couldn't remember anything and I got home safe, I never did it again. I don't know how many times this dude has driven home drunk for him to get the confidence that he can drive that Corvette at 157 miles an hour. But it's a conscious decision. After that, I knew my limit. When I hit my limit, I stopped. I do my own sobriety test to make sure I can drive my car home if I'm going to drive it home. I have empathy for the man. He's losing his whole life. I think Deron said, 40 years this man might get? All the charges? You done lost your whole life, your whole career. I have empathy for you. I have no sympathy for you because you made a conscious decision to do two things, to do three things. One, to get drunk. Two, to drive your car. Three, to drive 157 miles an hour. You'd have drove the speed limit and had an accident? Okay. But you went way above that. You went like 2 to 3 times the speed limit while you're drunk. Alcohol don't make you lose your mind like that, but you can't consciously tell how fast you're going per se.
Let's cut it a little bit shorter, fellas, as we're talking back and forth to each other, man.
My bad, man.
We're going.
But that's just me.
Yeah, the last thing I'm gonna say on this is number one, I'm pretty sure that if not all of us, most people watching had sat down, had a couple of drinks, and when you get up, start moving around, you realize that you drunker than you actually ever thought you was. That the alcohol done snuck up on you, and where you done had a couple of drinks, you ain't really feel like you was drunk. And then you realize later on, you get up, start moving around, you got that buzz, you know what I'm saying? You feeling a little woozy. Now that you know, so it ain't I don't agree that he made a conscious decision to get drunk. I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know alcohol then snuck up on me plenty of times where I'm drinking. I don't feel like I'm getting drunk. I ain't trying to get drunk. I'm just having a couple of drinks, playing dominoes, playing my game or whatever, chilling. And next thing I know, I'm super tipsy. You know what I'm saying? So I disagree with that. Number two, you say he made the decision to get drive. Yes, he made that decision inebriated. So he was under the influence, and you don't make good, sound decisions when you are under the influence. So yeah, he made that decision, but his thinking was altered. Now you're right. He went up well above the speed limit. And again, I feel bad for the. I feel bad. My heart goes out to that family, to that lady, her family, and all of that who lost her life. The same thing for his girlfriend who got injured, had to have shoulder surgery. And I feel bad for that brother, man. I just do. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I say, that was a spur of the moment decision that he made that cost a woman her life and possibly has cost him his career and his freedom. So I as a bro, I can't, and it's not just because he's black. Like anybody who's in that situation, I'm going to feel bad for that person. Um, the mental illness thing about the marijuana again. You got millions of dollars. You got all these resources. You got mental health. You don't have to smoke weed no more to cope, bro. Get you a psychiatrist. Get you speak to somebody who can put you in touch with somebody who can help you cope with your issues. You know what I'm saying? So that you don't have to depend on a drug for you to be able to make it through the day. Like you got that at your disposal. The same way you want to say you got a driver and you got an Uber and the NFL offers this and that. They also offer mental health people. And they got the best doctors in the country at their disposal. So the same way you can call an Uber, you can call a psychiatrist. Both people can do things to help themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it. I'm gonna leave
That's
it at
my
that.
point.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
I'll just add this real quick. One, the boy young, he made stupid decisions. We all made them at the age. Two, I don't know if he was like prime example. We've all left a club or party, whatever, and had some drinks, and we feel we're able to drive. We've all drove a little, like we say, a little tipsy, not drunk. But if we got pulled over and they did a blood alcohol test, we might have been a tad bit over the limit, but we feel like we can still function. We all know some people, we know some people, all of us, that actually drive better a little tipsy than they do when they're not tipsy. But my only other point, and I end it like this. We all at 20 some years of age, we all out, we got a brand new Corvette. Are we really gonna leave that Corvette at that club and Uber home? And it might be a $150,000 Corvette. You know what I'm saying? At 20 some,
Who said you gotta leave it, Dre?
Find a way to get that Corvette home. We ain't leaving it there to take no Uber and let it sit there overnight. You know what I'm saying? And we get back there the next day and it's gone, or it's on some block or something.
But the league offer resources for you. They offer you a driver, so I'm sure they can help you get your car home if you want to get your car home. Because nobody wants to leave it there. But you know what I'm saying? We can't compare him to us. That's apples and oranges. We ain't have millions of dollars. We ain't have no resources or nobody offering to help us get home or any of that. You know what I'm saying?
Now, are you thinking about that? Are you thinking about that at 3:00 in the morning? You thinking about that at 3:00 in the morning? You tipsy? You got a bad chick next to you, and when you come out, you finna scroll through your phone to find the NFL front office so that they can send somebody to bring your car home.
Look here. If it's gonna cost me my life or my career, yeah.
You're not.
This is the thing. This is the thing. He just asked earlier. The NFL offers these rookies, these young cats, resources, classes. They go through all of this to prepare them for what could potentially happen. You are a high-profile person making millions of dollars. You have to think better. You have to be more cognizant of everything you're doing. We didn't have that. That's why it's apples and oranges. We didn't have to worry about that. We didn't have to worry about Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We didn't have to worry about nobody suing us for millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have no Corvettes, no any kind of Lamborghinis or whatever that go 100-something miles an hour. We weren't doing that. We didn't have that. They have this knowledge. They have these
Deron
resources
did.
given to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
6
right.
million, but
That's
still,
right,
you
baby.
see what I'm saying? We didn't have that, bro. So we can't really
Brand
talk
new.
about what we did when we was young compared to this
Thing
cat
though,
now when he's
thing though.
young. You know what I'm saying? What we did 20 plus years ago, it's a whole different world, a whole different scenario now for these guys at 22 years old. Yes, they still make stupid mistakes, but they're given a whole lot more information, a whole lot more resources when they come into this league because of who they are and the money they make. To where, yeah, you need to think about that.
Let me
You
just say
need to
this.
think about that. You need to have a game plan.
I'll say this, man. I think Henry Ruggs had, I think all these young brothers that come from hard situations, and anybody that deals with anything from, you can cope with alcohol, you can cope with weed. You know what I'm saying? That mental issues is real. Like you said, my dad was talking about today, the things that we go in childhood that as young Black African American men, and what our parents went through is that, like I told my dad, I said, how our people, they treat their grandchildren how they should have taught their children. And you can see other people, other groups of people do it that way. And you have to look at there is something there that we have been through that, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't just, it ain't just Black people. It's all people. For real, it really is that our parents did some things that weren't right, and we have mental issues from that. But we all do. We all are dealing with it in some way, form, or another. Now, what we do if we have resources of millions and millions and millions of dollars, what do we decide that we would do? And it ain't just the Black community. It's young white guys with money. It's all of us, and that you have access to things. You get into things. I don't think one is worse than the other, from alcohol to weed. You're doing it to either change your mindset on something, to liven up the party, to forget about stuff. You run to your own drug. Some people run to food, and that's their drug. And it can destroy them just as bad as anything else, and how we cope. So I think we arguing the same thing, but we're making, because our personal lives, of which one is bad and which one is good. And I don't think it's really that way. But I do, like he said, no matter what happens to you, if you smoking a blunt and get in an accident and kill somebody, if you know what I'm saying, reach over, try to get the donut underneath your seat, and you crash somewhere and you kill somebody, I feel bad for the situation, because I know your mindset was not, I'm gonna kill somebody today. You know what I'm saying? This we all gonna make mistakes of whatever it is. I think we all have our own righteousness of what's right, what's wrong, because of how we feel. But that's the way I look at it, man. I guess since the conversation is so deep, I really don't even feel like we can go anywhere else but to get our picks and get up out of here. But you know what I'm saying?
Wait. We ain't talking about old Aaron. That's a big story, man. We got to touch on that at least briefly.
Before we do that, then, because the Henry Ruggs opens up a situation of Odell, and then we'll hit Odell and go to Aaron. But Odell leaving the Browns, I just want to know the possible teams he can go to, like the Raiders, and just your really quick view on Odell leaving the Browns, and that situation real quick. Then, anybody got anything on Odell?
I mean, I was hoping we waited till after he cleared waivers and found out who he went to, and then we just kind of talk about all of it at once.
Well, I see. That's what I wanted. I wanted to see the best fit. What do y'all think who he would go through, and if he would hit waivers, just so we can say I was right, I was wrong. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all so. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I'm doing it. I wanted to do before the waivers. I do like Seattle. I do like the Raiders. Only reason is the Raiders with Henry. Seattle was like number 9. I don't know if he'll go that far. The Raiders are even lower, so I don't even go that far. But he does not clear waivers. There's no way somebody at Odell's stature clears waivers.
I don't know. You don't. If you
don't.
let him clear waivers, you don't have to pay that $7.2 million that was left, right? So if you wait till he clear waivers and he can sign to anybody, you can sign him to a 1-year deal for less money.
But 7.2 mil, when you got guys signing for 20, and
he ain't done nothing. He ain't done nothing to show that in the last 2 years. He ain't shown anything to say he 2 years.
Okay, you said
last 2 years.
He been hurt.
Exactly. So I'm gonna get you on a cheap. I'm gonna bring you in the rest of this year on a proven deal. We're gonna sign a 1-year deal. Let you come in here. Let's see if you gonna do any better than what you did in Cleveland. Let's see if you can stay healthy. Let's see if you can actually show your pre-Giants form in some sense. And then we'll discuss a long-term contract. Right now,
so you
I'm not gonna pay $7.2 million.
You say he gonna make it through waivers?
I think so.
I don't know the cap spaces of some of these contenders, but I don't think he does because I think certain teams will get desperate. Like I think the Chiefs will get desperate. I can see the Packers.
Think they have enough cap.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I said. I don't know what cap space for a lot of these contenders. Some may drop somebody or release something to make the cap space, but and then it's not the whole year salary; it's just the remaining portion of the year, right? So that's half. It's not $7 million. Wouldn't it be like more?
No, because him and Cleveland made a deal. He got a lot smaller part of that $7.2 million, and then if he get claimed on waivers, from what I believe I read, they got to get that other 7.2.
He wouldn't make it past San Francisco.
You clash with I don't think San Francisco.
You make it, man. You'll make it work. I don't care.
Any only team on there I think may pick him up out of fear that he don't get to them is maybe Seattle. I don't really know if anybody else pick him up. Come on.
Washington?
Just me. If I'm
no, I think it's going to be a contender. It's going to be a contender. No one else is going to spend the money if they know they. Yeah, I can see the Colts. I can definitely see the Colts.
Patriots? You don't think Bill Belichick can say he could do something?
No, he ain't paying that money. They're going to wait and see if he clear waivers.
He got it.
So they can sign him a 1-year deal for half of that $7.2 million. You ain't done anything the last 2 to 3 years.
You guaranteed to get him though. You ain't guaranteed to get.
But what am I getting? What am I guaranteeing to get?
What are you talking about?
From where? He ain't done that in 3 years, man. Bro, you ain't done that. This is a show me now league.
Hey,
what have you done for me lately?
I did have a conversation with coworkers. We was going through the list of teams. What about the Bengals staying in Ohio?
Yeah,
not enough cap space.
Do we know that though? We don't know.
We don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saying I saw that in the article. They broke down who had it, and I remember them. I know Seattle's one, and there's only one other team that had the space. May have been the coach, but the rest of them, they'd have to move a lot around.
Yeah, you can move some around to free up $7 million. That's just really one player.
Yeah.
I gotta find that article.
So the thing that's a question that I have. Do teams have to have the cap space when they claim him, or can they claim him and then make subsequent moves afterwards to make sure that he can fit under the cap? That's gonna be a big thing, right? So if say just for example, San Francisco claimed him, the 49ers have right around $4 million in cap space. Would they be allowed to claim him and then make a subsequent move for that other $3 to $4 million to fit him under the cap, or do they have to have that $7.3 million when they claim him to fit under the cap? Like that's a big question that I have, but I don't think that he's gonna make it through waivers, because I do believe that there are a number of teams that can use him. Like I say, it's still around 9 games left. It's a lot of football left. And if he gets even to the bottom half of those teams, he's not going to make it past Kansas City. He's not going to make it past Green Bay. Like, there are a number of teams that could use a player of his caliber with his skill set.
Yeah.
that'll feel like, okay, we got 9 weeks to integrate him into our offense.
Yeah.
You know, he don't have to come in immediately and be New York Giants Odell Beckham. But man, if you can get him in some one-on-one situations with a good quarterback and a good offensive line and another number one, like a lot of teams, there's gonna be a number of teams that's gonna be willing to jump on that.
Yeah.
And like Deron say, you are guaranteed to get him if you claim him, as opposed to him becoming a free agent and now he gets to pick where he goes. You know, and so if you could have had him for $7 million, see how it works, and if it works well, then he's still under contract for another couple of years, if I'm not mistaken.
And if it don't work,
if not, then yeah, you can cut him at the end of the year. You know, a little trial. You know, and you ain't have to give him no draft compensation to get him. So
and there's a like prime example, Mahomes, Rodgers. There's quarterbacks that Odell Beckham gonna come in and instantly respect, follow, listen. He gonna want to prove people wrong. He want to shut the Browns up. So I think in the right situation, Odell can be very, very valuable to a good team.
I don't disagree with that. I just don't know if I see anybody wanting to take up the contract. If I can wait, he clear waivers and I pick him up and sign him to a 1-year prove-it deal, and we go from there. Because then Cleveland's still on the hook for whatever's left over if he clear waivers. Am I right?
Well, they on the hook for his guaranteed. They on the hook for the rest of his guaranteed money.
Right.
But that's spread out. That's spread out over a number of years as dead money.
But still, they pay for that. I sign you to 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Show me what you got, and then we go from there. I mean, that's me if I'm the GM. But you know, maybe you don't clear waivers. I know he wants to go to Seattle. You know, Seattle could use him. But I mean, do they really need him? You got Lockett, you got Metcalf. You know, you need a running back more than you need another wide receiver, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to go to see. I don't think he wants to go to see.
I saw somewhere he said
Seattle.
Said Seattle was his number one spot, and then you had
Raiders,
and there's one other
team. There was one more team I can't remember.
Yeah, but I know Seattle was the first one.
And then one more team.
Yeah. He wants to go to a contender that's this year contender.
All right.
He thinks
Seattle ain't no contender this year.
Well, they looking for Russ to come back. Yeah. They're looking for Russ to come back. He think they can, because you know it's a little open.
They wasn't
some parts of the NFC.
But all right.
All right. So the subject that Antoine was talking about, this Aaron Rodgers situation and this vaccine thing. Now, I was talking about this, you know, because it's everywhere. It's on the View. It's people that don't even talk sports talking about this, and I think there's a little bit more outrage than it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Sound like he lied.
He kind of played on words. You know what I'm saying? He kind of, you know, when he asked the question, he made it seem like. It seemed like, you know, he was answering the question, but he just kind of threw it off, you know. Like just one person, you got to have that DEA.
You got two hands raised.
You got to have
just
that
so
DEA.
you know.
Listen to that legal talk. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, go ahead.
I just want to add.
You're breaking
up.
Also,
you're breaking up, man.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Go now.
So I was saying that this conversation can also blend into the conversation we had about Kyrie
that's right.
last week that we didn't record. Again, my bad.
Dang it, man. Y'all gonna make this be a long. Okay. I don't gotta work till tomorrow night. I'm good.
So go ahead, man. Aaron Rodgers first. Aaron Rodgers. What y'all got to think about that?
Man, look. I ain't gonna use that term that I want to use for what I think this is, but due to my opinion,
he is right.
Drake know what I'm talking about. That's what I think. But you know what I'm saying? We got followers that we're gonna keep it. Anyway, I think the man lied to folks. I mean, come on, his healthcare partner he had dropped him. Why? Because they believed this man was vaccinated and wanted to use him as a what they call that,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
As
you
a
know,
representative.
yeah, there you go,
Yeah,
there you go. I couldn't
I
get
can't
that.
think of the name.
They want.
Pro-vaccination advocate.
There you go. You see what I'm saying? And then you go and tell people after you catch it that, oh, I'm not vaccinated. Oh, I never got it because I got some kind of allergy to the mRNA. Bruh, why didn't you just say that from the beginning and say, hey, we got alternative means for me to protect myself because I'm not able to take this. You know what I'm saying? Be upfront. You lied, bruh. I don't care about your wording. You lied. You deceived everybody.
He was
Period.
deceived. Yeah, he did deceive you.
So,
I can't say
you
he
know,
lied,
I
but
don't
he was
I don't like the fact
deceptive.
that the NFL want to talk about future offenses could lead to suspension. No, bruh, you suspended other folks, suspend him. Now, the league, the team itself, unless the team is complicit, then no, don't fine the team. This dude straight up lied to y'all.
Dre.
Straight up lied.
Tony hit it on. I mean, I understand the play of words and all that little grin he did at the press conference and all that stuff, in the beginning of the season. But he knew what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew what you was doing. You are an extremely intelligent. I mean, this boy is a master at Jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? Was a Jeopardy host and all that. Like, come on, man, you highly intelligent. So to me, man, yeah, the NFL has to say, I understand he's one of your biggest stars. And, he sells tickets and box office, and it makes it more, better if the Packers are irrelevant. But you got to set an example. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just for all the other players in the league and for all the safety reasons for the players in the league, but for all of sports. You know what I'm saying? Like, it carrying on to this is becoming a big issue, not only in football, but of course now you see it in basketball with Kyrie Irving and, other sports. So I think, man, you have to set an example. He needs to be suspended because he lied.
Ooh. Suspended?
Yes, he has to be. I mean, come on. If any of we're trying not to say those words, but we know. I'll forget it. I'll put it to you like this: if it was Dak or
Would he
Deshaun
though?
Watson,
If it
or
was McCombs, if it was Lamar, is it not?
Mahomes got
Yeah,
blood.
you're right. You're right. You look,
I was gonna say
yeah.
that too, D.
But if
Is
it's
it not?
if
Is it
if
not
it's,
top?
if it's Baltimore Ravens, you know what I'm saying? If it was,
So you
The
don't think it's not?
Cowboys.
If it's top players, if it's top players, it's not, and if it's lower players, you know what I'm saying? You don't think it's that?
yeah, it could be. It could be. I gotta take Dak out because Dak's just like Mahomes. I
Yeah,
forgot.
you're right. Dak.
I'm gonna take Dak.
Well,
Lamar
I
Jackson.
don't know.
Lamar Jackson. He's
But Dak is
suspended.
on the Cowboy team, so you might
That's
do
what
it
I'm
just for
saying.
that.
It's more of
NFL
a
don't like
situation.
Cowboys.
No.
They don't like
I
Jerry.
mean,
They don't like Jerry. I'm gonna put it that way.
Somewhat relevant to December.
They don't
yeah.
like Jerry because of how he handled business and things like that.
Well, when I listened to him, because I turned around and I listened to him on Pat McAfee, and
Yeah.
while he was talking, I kept hearing in my head. I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Hotel Rwanda.
Yeah.
It's been a minute, but yeah,
Real
I
good
saw most
movie
of it.
if you haven't seen it. But yeah, that movie kept coming in my head because it was a specific scene where the main character's wife looked at him and said, "You're a liar! You're a liar!" And that's all that kept going into my head. Like this dude flat out lied to them people at the press conference when they say, "Have you got the vaccine?" And he said, "Yes, I've been immunized." Like, so you playing games because and then they turn around and ask him about other people who haven't been vaccinated.
Yeah, he did say that.
And so
He did say that.
he spoke like it didn't have nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying? And so all season long, you going into this room for the press conferences, you don't have no mask on, you not vaccinated, and you in this small room talking to reporters for 15, 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And he want to say, "Oh, I did all the protocols except for that one because I think that's a stupid." I don't know. Nobody care what you think.
Yeah.
Nobody care about your opinion. We ain't asked you if you thought it was fair or not, if the league was right or wrong. Bro, if you ain't got it, put on a mask, go through the protocols. Yet, this cracker think that he is above everybody else and don't gotta follow the rules. He do.
We
And
just lost.
It
We
is
just lost the whole
embarrassing.
demographic. We just lost the whole demographic right there.
No, because I ain't say white people. I said him. I called him a cracker because that was very cracker-ish. What he did, that the rules don't apply to him, and he get to make his own rules, get to do what he want to do because he think that it's a stupid rule, and that they just trying to out people and they just trying to embarrass people. And this man, get out of here, bro. You ain't the only one who got vaccinated.
Blame the woke culture.
So let me just. So is the biggest difference?
In here today.
What do you say?
Y'all some Dave Chappelle's in here today.
So is it that? Is it so?
Well, they can't cancel us.
Yeah, so is it the fact that Kyrie did not lie and he was straight up with it, but has the same mentality of I don't need to take it? Is that what's bothering you? So if he would have just came out with it and say, look, this is where I stand. I'm doing this anyway, and went along with it, because in the NFL, it's not like the NBA, right? You don't have to get vaccinated.
No, you don't. Nobody has to be vaccinated. The only difference is in the NFL, if you're not vaccinated, you have to be tested every single day.
Right.
You got to be tested multiple times a day. And when you walking around in the buildings or whatever, you got to have your mask on. You know what I'm saying? Like that's now in the NBA, certain states say that if you're not vaccinated, you can't play. You can't play in that state. You can't be in the building. It don't matter. You can't be there. That's different from the NFL. He decides that he thinks that it's stupid for him to have to wear a mask inside the building because he thinks the NFL is just trying to embarrass people who don't got the vaccine. You ain't the only one who ain't got the vaccine. And Kyrie said, look, I'm not sure about it. I need more information. I'm not comfortable at this point. Don't mean I'm not going to get it in the future, but as for right now, I don't want to get it. Salute, bro. I ain't got no problem with that.
Yeah,
like
he didn't.
I have no problem with the team saying, until you are vaccinated, stay away from the team.
And that is the difference. That is the difference. He came out with his. He made it known. He stayed away. He's taking his lumps. Aaron Rodgers felt like, I'm this, I'm that. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to say what I need to say just to make y'all feel good about yourself. And I'm going to come up in here and I'm going to walk around everybody without a mask on. And I'm going to talk to y'all and I'm going to laugh at y'all and I'm going to hang out with y'all. And I'm going to do the same thing on the sideline when I'm supposed to be wearing a mask. And then once you catch it, oh, now you want to say, oh, I never got vaccinated. That's the difference. Kyrie was a man about his, in my opinion. He came out and said, look, I'm not doing it. I'm not coming. Y'all do whatever y'all need to do. I'm with my brother. Team say, okay, well, then this is going to happen because of it. Okay. All actions have consequences.
That's right.
Aaron Rodgers need to have some consequences. There need to be some suspension. There need to be some paychecks garnished. You know, there need to be a precedent set for anybody else.
Right.
And who else? Who better to do it than somebody as high profile as he is? If you really want to make a statement, then he's the one you do it with. Don't wait till somebody else below him, because you saying the higher talent and the lower talent. Don't wait till a lower talent come out and admit the same thing, and now you want to give him 5-game suspension.
I'm gonna tell you why they not doing it though. They don't want to upset the Trumpers. Because in his little conversation with Pat McAfee, he want to talk about the liberals and the wake mob and the media and all of that, all the talking points from a Trumper. And they feel like if they suspend him, and he didn't tie himself in with his talking points. Now I ain't saying that he didn't say he voted for Trump or none of that. I'm not calling him a Trump supporter, none of that. But the way he was talking, sounded like he was peddling to that crowd. And the NFL is afraid that if they suspend him, if they do something to him, then all of the Trump supporters, all of the never vacciners, is gonna get mad at the NFL and it's gonna boycott the NFL.
Cancel culture, huh?
Yeah, they gonna cancel. People gonna just try. Those people gonna want to cancel the NFL because they feel like they went after somebody who's supporting what they support.
Go ahead, Dre.
That's a valid point.
After the offseason this man had, what he did with the Packers and the Manning trade and all that stuff, if that's one of us, and we did that offseason, the Manning trades and the Manning that Randall Cobb be traded over there and do all this stuff, and then turn around and pull this after lying and all that, oh, we would have been a cancer to the locker room and all that. Like,
bruh, they already did it to us. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And nah, I ain't doing that.
For the most part,
Deshaun Watson, the brother. Hey, look. I hope that
if that man wants some freaky massages,
he's just a nasty dude. That dude just nasty. I can't do anything like that. Even though he's the most overrated player ever, Deshaun Watson just nasty.
Well, but that ain't got nothing to do with the fact that of what they did to him. Right. His nastiness is between him and them people he was nasty with. He ain't breaking no laws. He ain't been arrested or charged with anything. You know what I'm saying? So because I'm nasty on my own personal time, I can't play. Y'all want to bench me? Y'all want to give me my money?
Big Ben.
Go ahead, Drake. We can't hear you. Go ahead, say it again.
I said Pittsburgh Steelers treated Big Ben Roethlisberger way better than what they doing to Deshaun Watson for the same.
That's true.
First of all, this ain't a Deshaun Watson conversation. But number two, Deshaun Watson refused to play for the Texans. The Texans didn't refuse to play him. Like, let's not switch this on the Texans. That dude said he was never playing for Houston again. He didn't want to be there. That's way different from Big Ben, where the team still stood behind him and support. And they suspended him for 4 games.
Well, that's a different conversation. But go ahead.
Right. But Deshaun came back. Deshaun said he was willing to play. They make him inactive every week. If my understanding is correct, he came back willing to play for the Texans. They won't activate it.
I didn't see that. Now he came back so he wouldn't continue to lose money, but he ain't come back and say I'm willing to play.
Well, if you come back to get your money, you come back willing to play.
The Texans made a deal with him that we'll still pay you and we don't want you to suit up. They don't want them, like you said, the cancer culture and all them women groups at the games.
See? Okay, let's move on, man. Let's go and get up out of here.
Yeah, let's just get out. What I propose is we do a real quick show on the picks. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real quick. And try to get that in later. We on that time limit right at 2 hours.
So you want to do what?
Do the picks later.
Do them later.
Do another show. Yeah, another show. Do the picks and maybe have a hot news that week.
I work tomorrow night.
I do too. I work nights all week. So maybe Saturday. Jump on real quick. 30 minutes.
Text in the picks.
Yeah, is there any benefit to have the picks up on here?
Yeah, so we can make sure that you wrote them down right.
That's true. Touche.
Nah. But if we text him, if we text him in the group, man, we'll be good. We have record of it there. So, I mean, it's neither here nor there for me. I got to work night, so.
Well, then
I'm good.
Let's give the people, you know what I'm saying, what they can look for next week. And since he talked about the overrated, we are going to discuss the most overrated players in sports. I think we all have them. You know what I'm saying? So we are going to touch on that. And with that overrated players, all time, we're going to just, before we get too far out, this 75 top NBA players, because there's some people that's on this list that's without a doubt overrated, and I don't get it. Also, next week about basketball, our biggest surprises and our biggest disappointment. So I need y'all to be on y'all basketball and see what's going on. And that's about it. And everything else is gonna be on football. That's
Hey,
how we
quick,
do.
Ant, you had me watch that Colin. Is that it? It was just those 6 episodes, or they
Nah,
That's
that was it, man. And I ain't even like how they ended off the last episode. They ain't talking nothing about his college football. They
I
ain't talking about his time in the NFL. So I don't know. I don't know if there's gonna be another season. I haven't heard nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just I was upset that it's like, man, that's it. Like
Let us know what you're talking about. Let us know what you're talking about.
yeah, the black and white Colin Kaepernick little mini series that they got on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was real good, man. It's just, to me, it's incomplete, because it got to, or it needed to, it had to touch on when he decided to take a knee in the NFL, like everything that led up to that. And it seemed like that's where it was going,
right.
with the episodes of his upbringing and junior high and high school.
Hello?
All the way up to trying to get offers to go to college. And then it's like it stops right there, like right when he's finna go to college. And like that's it.
I wrote Cotton down as another situation that his off the field situation affect his career. You know what I'm saying? It was for a different reason, you know what I'm saying, for good purposes. But he was another guy that came up and like, man, because it was something that happened off the field, affected his career going forward.
That happened on the field per se.
Well,
it was sideline.
I feel you, but it wasn't on the field of play.
Gotta watch it, man. It made me give me more respect for Colin, and I understand him a little bit better. I just hate. I'm like you, Antoine. I'm like, God dang! I'm each week I keep going on there thinking it's gonna be a new episode or something.
Yeah. Now Netflix drop all their episodes at once. It ain't Stars. You know what I'm saying? You can't catch that new BMF episode on Sunday.
I watched it today, so
yeah. But say, man, we appreciate y'all, man, for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Make sure to come back, get with us next week. We're gonna have another good show for y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Drop a comment for us. We will respond. And that's it. That's all, man.
We still love them. Still love them.